blockade's been very successful. And of equal success has been the 5 weeks before the blockade. The combination was pretty lethal, I would say. So we're going to be knowing very shortly. But we're talking over. I expect things to go well. Many of these things have been negotiated and agreed to.
U.S. President Donald Trump said Tuesday he will extend the 2-week ceasefire with Iran that was set to expire on Wednesday, April 22nd night. The U.S. president said he will extend the ceasefire until such time as their proposal is submitted and discussions are concluded one way or the other. The U.S. military will continue the blockade against Iran and remain ready and able, according to Trump. Iranian Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi said in a post on X Tuesday that the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports is an act of war and thus a violation of the ceasefire, and attacking Iranian merchant ships and detaining their crew members were even more serious violations. Iran knows how to neutralize restrictions, how to defend its interests, and how to resist bullying, Araghchi wrote in his post. Mehdi Mohammadi, an advisor to Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, also said the U.S. blockade must be met with a military response, dismissing Trump's ceasefire extension announcement as meaningless. Extending the ceasefire by Trump has no meaning. The losing side cannot dictate terms. Continuing the blockade is no different from bombing and must be met with a military response. Moreover, any extension of the ceasefire by Trump is certainly a way to buy time for a surprise attack. Now is the time for Iran to take the initiative, Mohammadi posted on X. Iran remains in control of the Strait of Hormuz, despite what it describes the U.S. naval blockade. Parliament Speaker and senior negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said on April 18th. Ghalibaf warned that Tehran could impose restrictions on traffic through the strategic waterway if the blockade continues. Iran had announced its temporary reopening of the Strait of Hormuz following a separate U.S.-brokered 10-day ceasefire agreement on April 16th between Israel and Lebanon. Israel invaded parts of southern Lebanon after the Iran-allied Hezbollah militant group joined the fighting in early March. But on Saturday, Iran's Armed Forces Command said transit through the strait had reverted to a state of strict Iranian military control, citing what it described as repeated U.S. violations and acts of piracy under the guise of a blockade.
Well, if this is indeed a strait, we are here, and all those who want to leave from this place can certainly go. But we ourselves will not go. Do you think that is actually possible? That's just one mistake after another. Naturally, I made it very clear during our discussion that if they do not take immediate action to lift the current blockade, then any future passage through the international strait will most certainly be restricted for their vessels. Restrictions will be imposed on it. If today there is any movement through the strait and things are proceeding, it's because we control the strait. Now, for the past 2 or 3 days, they've come and imposed a blockade. What does a blockade mean? It means everyone can come and go except Iran. What a clumsy and ignorant decision. Our dear people, the strait is under the control of the Islamic Republic. You remember when they wanted to send minesweepers to clear the mines? Well, we stood firm against them and confronted them. We considered this a violation of the ceasefire and said, if you do this, we will strike. We even went as far as the brink of conflict. They retreated. There, I told the American delegation, I said, at this border, if you come any further, we will definitely strike. They only asked us for 15 minutes. I said, all right, give them 15 minutes. And I ordered them to return, and they did.